Shora, a student of Appleby College, has spent many minutes of his life researching about HIV and AIDS in Africa. Well, the first case of HIV and AIDS in Africa was actually reported in 1982, not too long ago. And since then, around 33 million people are living with HIV and AIDS across the world, and 22.5 million people are in Africa.
More than 29.4% of people are said to be living with HIV and AIDS in South Africa, the highest number of any country in the world.
HIV AIDS in Africa 2.5 million people in Africa receive antiretroviral therapy, medications for the treatment of infection by retrovirus, primarily in HIV. An additional 8.7 million are in need of ART. HIV is the leading cause of death in sub-Saharan Africa. Mohammed Alam-Zia, a student in Appleby College, has spent many great minutes of his life researching about HIV and AIDS in Africa.
More than 29.4% of people are said to be living with HIV/AIDS in South Africa. That's the highest number of any country in the world. In 2009, 1.8 million people died due to HIV/AIDS. 1.3 million lived in Africa.
In 2009, 1.8 million people died due to HIV/AIDS. 1.3 million people lived in Africa.
South Africa has been hardest hit by the AIDS epidemic. 1 in 5 adults is HIV positive. South Africa also has one of the highest numbers of children under 15 living with HIV/AIDS in the world. Estimates range from 180,000 to 280,000. There are 50 million AIDS orphans living around the world, 13 million of whom are in Africa.
So, Dr. Zia, how do you feel about this AIDS epidemic in Africa?
All these developed countries, they have so much money, so much technology. They just need to find a cure and help all these suffering people.
But how do you feel about how the people not getting all these treatments?
It's terrible. Like, we have the technology to help them. We have the funds to help them. Why aren't we? We need to take action.
Well, AIDS and HIV is not, we haven't found a cure yet, but it is preventable. But people are still getting affected here in developed countries. But in underdeveloped countries, they're all suffering.
The problem is, there is no education about this. We need to get out there and just educate them about sexual health and how this virus is spread and how they can prevent themselves from acquiring this disease.
Yes, we need all these world organizations and these fundraisers to help